more going on. The books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break home for cover. Let's gonna cover. Let's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Saturday, February 14th. We're ready to go with college basketball today, but the Olympic Games are on fire right now, for sure. You hope, man. Oh, there we go, and a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Saturday, February 14th. I guess, can you hear me out there? I'm ready to go here with our college basketball card for Saturday, February 14th, and happy Valentine's Day to everyone here, to you and yours, and happy birthday to Mom up in heaven today. Would have been my mom would have been 79 today if she was still around. So I'm thinking about her today, and glad to have you here. Just saw Scotty James on his run here, trying to pull it off with his run here just moments ago. Just pulled off a great run. Still action to be determined at the Olympic Games right now, on fire here. We just saw some incredible action in hockey already here in the middle of the night. Men's hockey, could you believe it? There just a short time ago, saw upset city here with Latvia over Germany. Can you believe it? There with the upset. Latvia had only won 3 games in Olympic play and hadn't won since 2014. They didn't even qualify in the Olympics a few years ago, 8 years ago. So they take down the star-studded German team 4-3 in a comeback. Draisaitl, Sider, they go down here in this one. 2 power play goals by Dan's Lockmelly had them even going in the third period, and then Trailmark's breakaway goal put them ahead for good. Silov stopped 26 of 29 shots in goal. So big upset there with Latvia 4-3 over Germany. Also, Sweden beat Slovakia 5-3. Slovakia covers the puck line there, and it goes well over there in that one. Still to come, we've got more action here on the ice in the Olympic Games with Italy and Finland. This one comes up here in about an hour and 10 minutes on the men's side. Coming up in that one, hey, I've got some picks for you here we got to find some picks here. How about in the Olympic Games? Still to come here. I got to like Finland here, but can they cover, though, really the 4.5 games there against Italy in this one? I would think so, but man, it's going to be close. What is it going to be, 5-0 in that game? I don't know. We're seeing some upsets out here. It kind of has me worried, but I would think Finland could still cover here. I think under might be the best play there with uh, Italy and Finland. We know Italy doesn't have any NHL personnel really on the team, but they've been pretty disciplined defensively. It's conceivable this game could get to 5-1 or so and put that 4.5 handicap in jeopardy. So maybe I'll just take the under here in this game. I think it'll be more like 4-1, 5-1 than 7-2 or anything like that. So I'll take the under as my play here. I think Finland can cover 4.5, but I think it might be just safer to go under there in that one. Then on the men's side, Denmark and the U.S. 3:10 Eastern, noon
Final.
Pacific time here with the United States here against Denmark. Look, I think again USA -4 here. I have a feeling they can get there today. Maybe the best play again is over 6.5 here in this one. Look, this is a number one USA. They just dismantled Latvia 5-1 with Matthews, with Brock Nelson. Obviously, they have this great roster here, NHL caliber. Denmark ranked 8th. They had just one goal against Germany. So, look, it's going to be tough, man. So you got to think right now maybe 6-2. That'd still be minus. Not going to get home at -4. Could it be 6-1 today? Could the U.S. win this one 6-1? Because I think over might be the better call, but I'm going to take this one about the 6-1 range today with the U.S. there over Denmark. I think they can get there. I might be a little square with my plays today, but man, we just saw some upsets, so I'm still a little bit worried there. On the ladies' side, coming up here at an hour and 10 minutes away, hour and 5 minutes away, Germany and Canada. Big games, obviously, now on the women's side. Going to have a pure class gap here. Even if Poulin is not available, I mean, Canada's got plenty of line depth here, probably to rock Germany. I think they can cover 5.5 goals. I'm going to say it's going to be 7-1. Canada can crush here against Germany right now. Outside of the 5-0 loss to the U.S., they've won 14-1 against the other opponents. So Germany's top line has produced this season, but they haven't faced a team like this so far in the games. I say this season in the games so far. So 6-0, 7-1, right in there. I think 7-1 might be more plausible. I think it may go over. Canada may be the best play there. I like Canada in about a 7-1 game, I think, in the first game here. And then after that, you've got Switzerland and Finland. This one should be tighter, of course, with this game, but I think Finland does get it done, probably somewhere in the 3-1, 4-1 range in here, I would think, with the Finns here, and maybe under. The total is low on this one, that's for sure, at maybe 5. I think 5.5 at -155 or so. I know that sounds a little juiced there, but I don't think it's going to be much off that score, so I'd rather just lay it here with Finland -1.5. You might even get even money or better on that. I think Finland's probably the best play here. I think more likely 4-1 than 3-2 or something like that in this game. I'm going to go ahead and take Finland. I think it'll be 4-1 or so there in hockey. Let me hear from you in the chat. I'm going to talk a little bit more Olympics before we get going with our preview show right now. Blake is here. Andrew K is here. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Twisted has his college basketball plays. I've selected, I think, 10 good college basketball games here after yesterday's mid-majors. we're going to go with the biggest games in college basketball today. If you want to hear about the America East, you're going to have to go elsewhere. Today we're talking big time college basketball, and of course we got the college basketball show with Connor. I think we have it up here, anyways, with Connor and Mike at the top of the hour. So we'll just cover our games here as our preview, and then we'll be out of here. There's plenty of steam coming in to report as well. M the Great here as well. I'm muted apparently. I swear I hit the button. M the Great, Johnny Walker as well. Thank you, everyone. I'm always thinking about my mom on this day. All right, she was a real sweetheart. That's why she was born on Valentine's Day. All right, a little bit more action. Hey, I was on a show last night. I hope everyone caught it when I said that the alpine skiing, the men's giant slalom, was going to be. I said last night, I was on another show, believe it or not, and I said it would be the man from Brazil delivering the first ever medal for South America at the Winter Games. I picked the 6-1 shot. I felt, man, Brathany looked much better than that. He wins the giant slalom for Brazil, the first Winter Olympics medal ever won by a South American nation, and I picked it at 6-1 there last night as Lucas Pinheiro Braathen won for Brazil in the men's giant slalom last night. So big win there as well. Big match going on still here. I believe the men's and curling, U.S. and Germany. Is that match still going on right now? There's so much going on at the Olympic Games right now. Women's biathlon, sprint going on as well, still to come. Short track, 1,500 meters. I like the Canadian in that one. Danjano, minus $1.20, like a favorite there. Although I will note Xiang of China at 28 or 25-1, possible long shot there, but you got to think the Danjano of Canada gets the win. Ski jumping, women's large hill, Previch, probably the easy winner there at minus 200. I don't see any other way to beat Previch in there. Speed skating, men's 500 meters there. Jordan Stoltz got to be the winner here coming up today in that one as he eyes his second Olympic medal in the men's 500 coming up there. That's in about 90 minutes, I believe, there right now with three major events still to come. So action at the Olympic Games. There's also soccer here today, tennis going on as well right now. In fact, coming up, top of the hour, women's final in Doha, Muchova and Mboko in a tight one here, and some other action on the men's side today continues in Dallas as well tonight. So, man, great action. Hey, I know the Live Tour doesn't turn many people on, but certainly some excitement there coming up tonight in prime time at 8:05 Eastern, 5:05 Eastern here with Bryson DeChambeau. I think I got those times right here. I think it might be 8:05 Eastern, 5:05 Pacific. Nonetheless, DeChambeau and Rahm tied at 19 under. A little bit more excitement than on the men's side, but they'll finish here tonight in Live Golf Adelaide, and Anthony Kim continues to play well. My guy, and he's 14 under there at the PGA event. Akshay Bhatia, 15 under, tied with Hitsasune at 15 under. Sam Burns, 14 under. Ricky Fowler, 14 under. It's a good tournament there, too. It's supposed to be the big one, but I just think the Live has a little bit more, you might hate it, but they're back to playing 72 holes, and they got a great round with the two superstars of that tour coming up with Rahm and DeChambeau. Okay, steam coming in here right now. Let's get to some of these moves here anyway on Saturday and just get some information out there for everyone to start digesting here in college basketball. Louisiana Tech and Florida International just took some steam to the over in this one. It was 145. We're up now here to 147-ish right now with Louisiana Tech and Florida International. That steam came in just moments ago. We got plenty more to report right now, but that one's up to 148 here actually at Circa right now with Louisiana Tech and Florida International. Steam play coming in right now. Maryland, Baltimore County. This is the top of the board on the extra board here on Saturday with Maryland, Baltimore County, and New Hampshire. Seeing this one get steamed to the over here right now with Maryland, Baltimore County, and New Hampshire. It was 142, and we're seeing this one go higher. This one's at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific, top of the board on the extra board here. Actually, Navy Colgate on a time change. Stand corrected there. That one goes off at 9 a.m. A lot of people on Navy there, I believe. But Maryland, Baltimore County, and New Hampshire, that total is up to 143.5 just moments ago. A few minutes ago now, I guess, because I've been talking here. St. Mary's and Pacific, last game on the board. On the main board here, steam to the under. Two teams that definitely have a few unders this year, St. Mary's and Pacific. It was 136, but we're seeing this one get steamed to the under down here to 134 right now at Bovada. 2-point move to the under there with St. Mary's and Pacific. Right now, just hit steam move here with Tulsa and Wichita State. We're seeing some steam here to the over in this one with Tulsa and Wichita State. It was 150, but just got hit here right now just seconds ago. Tulsa and Wichita State. We're seeing this one move higher here right now to 152 here with Tulsa and Wichita State. 2-point move to the over there in that one. Just seconds ago, South Carolina Upstate and Longwood. Back to the extra board here. We got a steam move to the over in this one with Upstate and Longwood. It was 144.5. We just saw the steam come in here just seconds ago right now, and it is here Upstate and Longwood. This one at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific time. Currently, that line is up to 146. 2-point move there. 1.5-point move there to the over with Upstate and Longwood. This will be our mid-major coverage here a little bit until we get to the previews. Hawaii and Northridge, a big one in the Big West, and it is under in that one between Hawaii and Northridge. A pretty good game, actually, probably worthy of a preview, but when you got all these other big games. Oh, right now, here we go. Albany and Binghamton. Seeing some steam right this second here in this one between Albany and Binghamton. Steam to the under here right now. It was 137.5, and the steam's coming in here on the under in this one between Albany and Binghamton at 4 Eastern and 1 Pacific, and that total is moving lower here right now to 136 with Albany and Binghamton. Anyway, that Hawaii and Northridge game did see steam to the under a short time ago. This one, it was 162.5. We're seeing the steam come into the under here in that one with Hawaii and Northridge, and that total has moved here. This game at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, and that total has dropped here right now to 161. So 1.5-point move there to the under with Hawaii and Northridge. Also here, Miami and Florida State. We're seeing some steam to the over here in this one. I mean, these two teams have had some overs for sure this year. Miami and Florida State. Steam to the over right there. It was 156. And right now we're seeing the steam come in just a short time ago, actually. This one, the board still lit up at 158.5. So a 2.5 point move there. Miami of Florida and NC State. Hofstra and Wilmington, steam here to the under in this one with Hofstra and Wilmington. This one came in just a short time ago, and we're seeing that total right now going under here with the steam. It was 140.5 with Hofstra and Wilmington. This one's at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 Pacific. Right now, that total currently sitting at 137.5. So about a 3-point move there with Hofstra and Wilmington this morning. St. Thomas and Missouri, Kansas City saw some steam to the over here in this one. It was 152. The steam came in on the over with the Tommies and the Roos in that one. And it was 152, and now it's gone higher here with St. Thomas and Missouri, Kansas City. Right now, that total is up to 154.5, so about a 2.5 point move there with St. Thomas and Missouri, Kansas City. Also, early game here, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific. Northwestern Nebraska took steam to the over. It was 144. This one's moved higher here right now to 146.5. 2.5 point move or so there with Northwestern and Nebraska as the card gets underway with some pretty good games here for sure. Also, Cal State Northridge took some steam in their matchup. Northridge here up against Hawaii. They were a dog here, 3.5. They took the steam, however, against Hawaii at home. Hawaii was a 3.5 point favorite, but right now Hawaii is down here right now to minus 2.5. So 1 point move there for Northridge. Colorado and BYU took some steam to the under here at 164.5. And this matchup in Provo, that one looks pretty solid here. I know it's a high total, but it's going down here right now. Some steam came in on this one with Colorado and BYU. That one at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 Pacific. And right now that total is sitting at 163.5. So a 1 point move there to the under with Colorado and BYU. Chicago State, everybody's favorite, took some steam here. Remember, when they win, they don't storm the court, they sprinkle the court at home. But this one, Chicago State took the steam in their matchup today. Make sure I get the right line here. Good old Chicago State. Probably could get into the show here at this point. Chicago State was getting 7.5 from Lemoyne on the road here, but Lemoyne, Chicago State was the one that actually took the steam. This one's at 1 Eastern and 10 Pacific time here with Chicago State down here now to minus 6.5. So 1 point move there. I think that's it for all the stale steam that came in. One more here. Riverside took the steam in their matchup here today. Riverside was getting 11 points. They just took the steam in their matchup with UC San Diego. It was minus 11, and we're seeing it move here to minus 10. Minus 10. As that one is at 7 Eastern, 10 Eastern and 7 Pacific time. Okay. I think I'm ready to go here on most of these, and thank you for joining me here. Let me see who else is here as we get ready to go with our show right now. And I want to talk a little bit more. There is soccer today as well underway here, mostly in Germany and Italy right now. coming up. Let's see what we got here. Como, man, is Como losing this game right now against Fiorentina? Come on, Como. Oh man. Well, I didn't have any package go out here really on my winnable, but man, I bet Como here. They're losing 1-0 to Fiorentina still to come. Atalanta and Lazio. It's La Liga. You got Celta de Vigo leading here 2-1 over Espanyol. And 3 other games still to come, including Sociedad and Real Madrid later on as well. Bundesliga well underway here. Leverkusen's got a couple of goals early, and that's it right now in Bundesliga. All right. Hey, it's race week here, and Daytona 500 tomorrow with Busch on the pole. We already talked about that a little bit, but he's 0 for 20, his last 20 at Daytona. All right, let me catch up here in the chat and let's go. We got to get going. Hey, there's Gravy. Good to see Gravy in the chat here today. Andrew K. has got some plays here as well in the hockey. Hey everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. I'm going to have a drawing at the end of the show where you can win some picks from me over at Winnable. Hey man, I'm coming off a pretty good run here. College basketball is kind of a 50-50 proposition there last night, but we had lots of other winners over at winnable.com over the last 24 hours anyway. A little bit of a good run here. Let's see if we can take a look at some of the winners anyway within the last few minutes here, overnight here. Let's take a look at some of these. Here we go. Let's see what we have here. Demon Hour, a pick here against Ugo Humbert in some tennis action right now. And Demon Hour leads 5-3 here in the first set. Humbert serving, but Demon Hour ahead right now. I did lay 3.5 games. It's going to be close there right now, the way things are going. Also here with the college basketball, like I said, a little bit on the mediocre side with some of them, but here's some winners from yesterday. Canisius and Iona under there. Brown plus the points against Harvard. We had St. Louis. We laid it there. College baseball was good as we had Boston College. Did you see this game with Boston College there? The kid for Seton Hall hit a home run and broke his ankle rounding first base. And unlike that famous play where the softball team, remember the other team helped the girl about 10 years ago round the bases and touch each base? Couldn't do that with that young man with a broken ankle. That was too much pain. Hit a home run, broke his ankle. And how about the kid from Baylor there last night? 3 grand slams in the season opener yesterday. Wow. Hey, we had Humbert yesterday over O'Connell. We also won both of our baseball plays. I'll have more baseball today over at Winnable. We had UC San Diego plus 4.5 against UCLA, and I had the under with Oregon State and Michigan for some winners. Also had Bolonuts and some qualifying there late on Saturday. Check me out over at winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM at checkout. Save 20% over there with my winnable picks here on Saturday. I'll have a college basketball packages, several of them here today. We're going to keep the winning coming. And also college baseball, more college baseball today. All right, I think I'm ready to go with the show because we've got lots of action and lots of people here in the chat ready to get at it here with our 10 games. So we'll preview them for about an hour, and then the guys will come in here, Connor Mack and Mikey Money, preview the big games in college basketball. I'm looking at the big games as well here today after yesterday for sure. So, all right, Eric Acevedo is here as well. Power Critter here talking about the Steam. Yeah, there was a few more, but they're kind of stale right now, so I'm going to cut it off there as well. Nick Handy in the chat. Jordy talking about Bayern Munich today. And Todd may have some plays for us in college baseball today as well. 9 Legacies here. Toucan there says Mboko gonna smash Ola here in that match. Okay. Also, we did have some winners yesterday here on the morning steam. Yesterday with Quinnipiac and Siena game to go under. I thought we had a pretty good play there in that one. And also we had Wisconsin over Michigan State. You better believe we did there yesterday. Wisconsin in that one on the morning steam show. And also a good game last night. I think we ended up on the short end because North Carolina A&T came back against Hampton, but they delivered after the Rising Stars game last night. Hey, we kind of nailed that one too, right? With BJ Edgecombe said his team looked pretty good out there. We didn't really talk about too heavily in terms of betting, but Team Mello there, or Team Vince over Team Mello there in the final, and BJ Edgecombe got the MVP in the Rising Stars. Tonight in the NBA, it'll be slam dunk contest, 3-point shootout as well with NBA All-Star Weekend. So who do you like in those competitions here tonight? You know, in the slam dunk contest, I think Mac McClung's making a big mistake. I don't know if they weren't going to let him in or whatever. I know he played last night, but he wants to make it in the NBA. He just signed a contract again. I thought it was to be in the slam dunk. I stand corrected. Carter Bryant is the favorite from the Spurs, plus 180. Jackson Hayes, plus 275. Kashad Johnson, plus $3. And Jace Richardson, plus 350. And what are you doing? If you're Mac McClung, you don't have... Look, I'd love for him to make it to the NBA, whatever. You need to set your legacy and try to win this thing all those years in a row. That's going to be your calling card in the rest of your life. I think Mac McClung, it might be boring to some, but hey, if you wanted to make a legacy for yourself, he already has as a multi-time slam dunk champion, but why not do it for as long as you can? What if you won it like 10 years in a row? They'd talk about that forever. So, I don't know, slam dunk contest tonight. Tell you what, the 3-point shootout, though, looks like exciting. Are you going to go with rookie Con Kneppel at plus 240 against this field, including a man who's probably on his swan song in the three-pointer tonight, Dame Time, plus 460? Give me Dame to win the three-pointer. Just a hunch play, certainly, but look, you got your last chance here to do something probably for Dame. Maybe you can win it tonight. Devin Booker, 6-1. Jamal Murray, plus 650. Tyrese Maxey, plus 700. Spider Mitchell, plus 750. Normie Powell, 11-1. And Bobby Portis, 15-1. That sounds like the best field outside. No Curry, I get that. But a pretty good field in the three-point contest. I'll give them that. Tonight, so a little bit more action there in the NBA. Saturday night, and the Shooting Stars in there as well, but not too thrilled about that. Hey, we got some steam here real quick. New Orleans and Houston Christian in this one with the under right now getting steamed with New Orleans and Houston Christian. We're seeing this one get steamed here to the under right now. Man, a lot of games here. And we got to start the previews. Those teams are going over most of this year, but Steam just came in on the under. It was 151, and we're seeing the Steam come into the under right now with New Orleans and Houston Christian. That one here right now has dropped to I'll find it here. That was dropped here to 149. Their 2-point move with New Orleans and Houston Christian. Okay, let's get rolling here. There were some other big games there yesterday, I know, in college basketball, including George Washington. Hey, they told Mason, don't cross the river. And George Washington pounded George Mason there yesterday. All right, let's get to the previews here. And go with the matchups here, the best matchups of the day in college basketball. We'll start off here with Clemson and Duke. Fourth-ranked Duke coming in here 22-2. They're in off of a win. Clemson, of course, lost last time out. This one's still big, but man, that was a costly loss for Clemson. They had just kind of assumed to almost take over the ACC from Duke there for a moment, but Duke is back on top right now at 11-1. Clemson comes in 10-2. Virginia plays a non-league game today. We'll talk about that one against Ohio State. Just a little challenge game in Nashville tonight. So take a look at this one here with Tigers coming into Duke tonight. Yes, tough place to play, but they're getting 14 points here. Is that right? Or has it moved a little bit here? I put these in before the hockey last night. And right now, we're seeing the line here at 13 and still 133 in this one with Clemson and Duke.
Final.
And you're welcome, of course, to make your picks. Clemson here, 8-2 against the spread on the road this season. They're also 2-0 against the spread as an underdog. Talking about the Clemson Tigers here. They're only the third time they've been an underdog all season, but makes sense here against Duke, who's won a bunch of games in a row at home right now. They're 11-0 overall this season at home. So now Clemson, they are, like I said, they are 2-0 as an underdog, but 0-2 straight up. 2-0 against the spread, 0-2 straight up. Clemson's covered 4 out of the last 5 between these two teams. Duke's gone under in 5 straight games. They're under in 10 of 15 home games, 5-14 to the under as a favorite, 7-17 to the under overall. Clemson's 10-15 to the under here this season. These two teams met last year at Clemson, 77-71. Clemson got the win at home as an underdog against Duke here. So, pretty solid unders so far with these two teams. But I think more importantly is, can Clemson here, well, they got their work cut out for them for sure. But seems kind of odd for a team that two teams that are separated by just one game in the conference standings, both teams ranked, and one team's a 14-point favorite over the other one. Clemson's had an outstanding season right now. Sure, Duke is a top 4 team here currently, but man, I mean, they're really going to blow them out of the water here today in this matchup. Want to hear from you in the chat with this one. Here we go. Maybe. All right. Nothing yet from you guys. You guys are still thinking about some of the action there at the
Final.
NBA game. So, all right. Man, I guess I make my call without any comments from the chat here with Clemson and Duke. Maybe I can rattle off some of the some more of the trends coming in right now. Clemson 8-3-1 against the spread in their last 12 games overall. Like I said, they are a solid cover. Duke just 7-8 against the spread at home. They beat Pitt last time out, did Duke 70-54. They did not cover 17.5 before that, of course, the loss against North Carolina. And they also did not cover against BC, laying 26. So they failed to cover in 3 straight games, despite a couple of victories in there. Andrew K says take Clemson in the first half, plus 7.5. Blake is on Clemson here as well. All right. I got to go with the under here, but 133, it almost seems like they're cheating on you there a little bit. All right, Rio Grande Valley just got steamed here moments ago. UTRGV is taking the steam here on the extra board today. We just saw them get steamed here moments ago in their matchup with Stephen F. Austin. Rio Grande Valley hasn't been necessarily a great cover this season. Stephen F. Austin's been okay for sure, but Rio Grande Valley just took the steam just moments ago. They were a 2.5-point dog, was Rio Grande Valley in their matchup with Stephen F. Austin. It's a pretty important game for Stephen F. Austin, But right now, we're seeing the steam come in here on UT Rio Grande Valley, and that line currently is at a pick 'em here right now. One. I'm seeing them as a 1-point favorite right now at Bet Online and also at BetUS. As Rio Grande Valley is now the favorite there in that one. Okay, there we go. Blake said take Clemson. All right, I guess I'm going under here in this one. Just off what these teams are doing, certainly a lot of unders. I know that Duke does have some history of overs in this situation, but man, 133. Wow. I'm still going under. All right, next up. UCLA's at Michigan. Not a close game, but an important game here for Michigan. Right now, still riding high. Number 2 ranked team in the country at 23-1 right now. But you got UCLA coming in here. One thing is, might make fun right now of Coach Cronin and the Bruins, but he's not going to be out-coached necessarily, maybe even in this game, right? Yeah, Michigan riding high. UCLA 17-7 coming in. They've covered a couple wins here with Washington and Rutgers. Oh, they failed against Washington, actually. They're favored by 4.5 and won by 4. UCLA just 2-4 against the spread as an underdog this season. Michigan is 8-6 against the spread at home, but 10-12 against the spread as a favorite here for the Wolverines here. They are 6-8 to the under at home. UCLA 2-4 to the under as a dog. Michigan is on a winning streak coming in here right now. They did not cover last time out against Northwestern, but they did cover their 3 previous games before that. Michigan is just 3-8 against the spread in their last 11 games overall. UCLA has gone just 2-4 straight up and against the spread in their last 6 games against the Wolverines coming into this one. So UCLA a little bit tough here, man. 16 points, but again, you got to think. Look, I kind of trust Cronin to do whatever it takes to keep them in this ball game. Most likely is what it feels like here. I'm taking UCLA plus the points here against Michigan at. Is it still 16? Let me just look here real quick. Make sure I'm not cheating the line or anything here. Right now, that line is sitting here. This one's at 1 Eastern and 10 Pacific. Heck, it's 16.5 at a few spots here. I got to be on the Bruins in this one. Watch out, man. Cronin can fool them here a little bit. Michigan did win the meeting last year in Pauley, 94-75. But I'm going to take UCLA in this one, plus the points. All right, Blake's on UCLA. Andrew K. will take him in the first half. I want to thank everyone who is commenting in the chat today. We only got 36 of you in here, but I'm going to keep going right now like there's no tomorrow. And take a look at this one with Kansas and Iowa State. Big action here in the Big 12 tonight with Iowa State favored. Look at this, minus 6.5 here right now, maybe even 7. And the total's up to 147 here. Ooh, we got a steam move here. Coming in the game between St. John's and Providence. St. John's is getting steamed here right now. They were a 7-point favorite. They're getting hit right now. St. John's taking the steam here. They're up to 8.5 right now at circa. Big 1.5-point move right this second on St. John's. Big game for them. Yes, they're looking strong on the road, though, here against Providence. Not always easy. St. John's taking the steam right now. Let's get back to this one with Kansas and Iowa State here, now up to 7. And, wow, 147 here in this one. These two teams aren't exactly over teams, but this one's been moving higher here. In fact, I think these two teams are pretty solid unders, especially KU. right now, man. Kansas comes in ranked ninth right now. ISU is ranked fifth. Kansas comes in on a winning streak here, but ISU's look pretty good too, despite the fact they did lose last game. Iowa State lost to TCU on the road, 62-55. We had TCU in that game. But still, man, Iowa State's 7-point favorite. They're going to get the blowout here tonight? Maybe. Let's see what you have in the chat in this one with Kansas taking on Iowa State here in the Big 12. All right. Right now, Kansas, 9-2, but, the schedule, hey, if they can, well, I guess if they can win out, but watch out here. Kansas isn't done yet. Arizona's 10-1. Houston's 10-1. It really does feel like it's going to come down. Iowa State's 8-3, tied with Texas Tech. Those two teams kind of long shot here, but Kansas, if they can get this win, I think it's going to be tough. They may end up. They've been on this winning streak. I'm just not sure they can continue it here against Iowa State. Right now, Iowa State may be a little perturbed. They might have been in a look-ahead spot in that game against TCU, but Kansas is 16-8 against the spread this season. Maybe a little bit stronger at home ATS, but nonetheless, they're 6-4 ATS on the road and 5-3 ATS as an underdog. Iowa State's 9-7 against the spread as a favorite. Let's see what you have here in this one. Kansas has gone 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 games, but Iowa State's 4-2 ATS in their last 6. 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Kansas has gone under in 6 of their last 8, and Iowa State's gone under in 5 of their last 6, yet this total got steamed to 147. I don't know if I'm buying the steam here in this one. I'm going under in this one with Kansas and Iowa State. Look, this thing opened as low as 142.5, yet these two teams are combined 18-29 to the under. Iowa State's 5-10 to the under as a favorite. So I got to go under here. Maybe the Sharps know what they're doing in this one. All right, Andrew K says take Kansas in the first half. Blake is on Kansas. Thanks to Blake and 9 Legacy here today. Texas A&M taking on Vanderbilt. SEC action here at 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific time with Vandy. Favorite at home. Look, they're playing in Nashville too, don't forget. But you do have here Vanderbilt favorite here. Let me see if it's still 6.5. Like I said, these were a few hours ago. Yeah, 6.5 or 7 total, 165.5 here in this one. A&M's a great cover, no doubt. Even though the record might not show it straight up, still a pretty good straight up record. They're 17-7. 19th ranked Vanderbilt is 20-4. A&M has lost 3 straight games. Not great. They played well against Alabama on the road in that 197 loss, but then they lost to Florida, got blown out by 19 points at home, and then they lost to Missouri at home. But still, that was the only big surprise. I mean, A&M is 7-1 against the spread on the road, 6-1 against the spread as an underdog. They've covered 8 of their last 10 overall. Meanwhile, Vandy just 6-8 against the spread at home, but they are 11-6 against the spread as a favorite. Hey, Louisville and Baylor are taking some steam here in this one to the under. Ooh, I can get behind this. This one's being played in Fort Worth, but Louisville and Baylor just took some steam to the under moments ago. Also, Columbia just got steam. Those Ivy League lines must be out. I don't even know what the line was, but Columbia just got steamed. They were +1. They're turning into a favorite right now. No, I'm sorry. Let me get that straight. Yeah, they were a 1-point dog. Now they're turning into a favorite against Princeton here, it looks like. I haven't even looked at those Ivy lines other than seeing this for the first time since they all played last night. Also, Georgia Tech is getting steamed here big time right now in their matchup with Notre Dame. Georgia Tech was getting 8 points originally here from Notre Dame, but Georgia Tech is all the way down to 5.5, right? Or Notre Dame is anyway. Georgia Tech was getting 8. They're all the way down to 5.5 right now. Notre Dame against Notre Dame. Georgia Tech taking the steam big time here this morning on the Morning Steam Show. All right, I'm talking A&M and Vandy, however, right now. Oh, I was, but now another Ivy League game here with Cornell in their matchup today. Just took some steam here right now. I mentioned it right. I messed up the order there, but Cornell was a 1.5-point favorite, and they just got steamed against Penn, and they're now up to 2.5 here on the road at Penn. Also, Yale and Harvard. I didn't even see the line yet. I haven't looked. I haven't looked at the Ivies after last night, but we did see the action there in the Ivy League last night. We had Brown there as a premium pick as a dog. Okay. Anyways, let me hear from you in the chat if you want in this one between A&M and Vandy here on Saturday. And I'll get my play here with you guys. But, man, A&M big-time cover here so far. Vandy is 7-10 to the under as a favorite. They've gone under in 7 of their last 10. These two teams have not yet met this season, but Vandy won at A&M last year, 86-84 as an 8.5-point dog as they sprung the upset there. Vandy sprung the upset last year at A&M. A&M's covered 8 of their last 10, although they are just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt just 3-6 against the spread in their last 9. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. For A&M here, they've gone over in 13 of their last 20, but Vanderbilt's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games coming into this one. So let's see what you got here with Vandy and A&M. I'm going under in this one. Give me the under here in this matchup between Texas A&M and Vanderbilt. Okay, here we go. Some of your picks in this one. Blake's going under here right now. Hello to Nug in the chat today. Mike Humphrey likes the Belmont Bruins there, I think. Hello to Art Toms. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Johnny says, what was that Yale steam that you mentioned there, Ramon? Yeah, Yale there took the steam just moments ago in their matchup. Let me get that for you here. Because like I said, I just saw those Ivy League. I don't have anything on Yale just yet. Let me get the line, though. I don't think there's been any steam in that game just yet, but there might be coming. But like I said, I haven't even seen the line in the Yale game, so I'm going to check it right now just because you asked. Yale is 5-140. Like I said, I have not looked at those lines. All right, Missouri, Kansas City just got steamed here moments ago. UMKC just got hit in their matchup today. We mentioned the steam came in on the over in that one with St. Thomas. UMKC was getting 14, but they're down to 12.5, it looks like right now. They just took the steam against the St. Thomas Tommies. UMKC just took the steam. There it is, 5.5. Thank you. And Twisted, talking about that first game of the day with a watch out, Twisted. Watch out. It's one of those favorites for a reason games that people talk about, I think. Although it is down to 1.5 right now in that one between Oklahoma State and TCU. But Twisted noting that first game on the board here today. All right. I think there's been some more steam here real quick with Ole Miss. Ole Miss just got steamed here a few moments ago in their matchup today with Mississippi State. The rivalry's on here today. Ole Miss was a 3.5-point favorite. They're up to 4.5 here at least right now. About a 1.5 move. They were actually a 3-point favorite overnight. Ole Miss took the steam here a short time ago in that matchup. All right, and let's keep it going here right now with Kentucky and Florida, big time here in this one with Kentucky on the road. Look at the line, though, here against Florida. Now, another one where, look, you look at the standings here in the SEC currently, right? And, got the best conference in the country, right? And you got Florida 9-2, Kentucky's 8-3. There's one game separating these two teams in the standings, yet Florida's a 13-point favorite. But you know what? Watch out. Kentucky might be in trouble here despite that. I mean, also, so, okay, maybe the conference play. What about overall record? Florida 18-6, Kentucky 17-7 here. So, wow. Seems crazy to think about it like that, but you know what? Florida's going to be real close to getting this number. They might get it here. Maybe I'll look at the total since this one's such a high spread, but does seem a little bit tricky. Anyways, you got two top 25 teams. Florida comes in here ranked 14th, winners of 4 straight. Kentucky has won 3 straight. They're ranked 25th. Coming in, they're starting to build some momentum here again with wins and covers over Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Tennessee, the last 2 games at home. For Florida, meanwhile, they're on a 4-game win and cover streak against South Carolina, Alabama, Texas A&M, and Georgia. Florida's 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 games coming into this one, although they are just 5-10 against the spread at home, but UK just 2-4 against the spread on the road. Quickly, let me squeeze some steam in here right now. Weber State and Eastern Washington. Some steam to the under here in this one. It was 157. We're down to 155.5 right now. Weber State and Washington, steam to the under. So, anyway, here you do have Florida 7-12 to the under as a favorite this year. These two teams have not yet met this season, but last year Kentucky won it 106-100 at home, laying 3.5. That was in regulation there with that very high-scoring game last year when these two teams did meet. Man, that is a high number, isn't it? And look, maybe these teams kind of go under so far this season, but I think this is going to be a high-scoring game right now. Let's see how you have it. Make your pick in the chat here between Kentucky and Florida on Saturday. And we've got a couple comments here. Over for Blake. Florida smash spot, says Twisted. Toucan says Florida by 20 or more. And Andrew says Florida will win the SEC. For Florida. Some steam came in here just seconds ago, more Ivy League steam. Remember, these spreads kind of come out later, so they have a chance to get hit here. Columbia and Princeton. We mentioned Columbia just took the steam. Now it's getting steam to the under here with Columbia and Princeton. It was 138 down to 137 here, 136.5. Steam to the under right now with Columbia and Princeton. Columbia. Also, we're going to continue on. That's what we're going to do next up. Oh, there it is. I knew it was coming in. Grambling, it was hanging on the computer here. Grambling is taking some steam here on the extra board right now in their matchup here tonight with Texas Southern. Grambling was they were getting 1.5. They're the favorite now by 1. Grambling just took the steam against Texas Southern. You gotta like Grambling in that game, don't you? Grambling's been a pretty good cover, and Texas Southern not so much. We got to keep it going here right now. We've got about 40 minutes before Connor Mack and Mikey Money bring you more college basketball action. There's so many great games today. Here's another with Purdue taking on Iowa. get you out to some Big Ten action here on Saturday. Taking a look here currently with Purdue. They are 10-3, 2 games back of first place Michigan. Iowa's at 8-5, but closely rated matchup
Steam play
here on Saturday. Hey, here's some steam right now, and I can get behind this. Texas Tech and Arizona, some steam here to the under. It was 157.5 down to 156 right now. Hey, I like that steam in that game with Texas Tech and Arizona. I'm on the under here. That's my play here on the Morning Steam Show, actually. Texas Tech and Arizona getting steamed right now to the under, down to 156. I really like that one. We'll preview it here. It's the next game up, actually, but just got steamed right now. Also, Cal Santa Barbara and Cal Poly got steamed here just seconds ago in their matchup tonight. It was here, actually, this afternoon. This one's at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Just got steamed to the over. It was 159. It's up to 161 with Santa Barbara and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo steamed to the over just seconds ago. Also, Central Connecticut just got steamed in their matchup with Fairleigh Dickinson. Central Connecticut was a 1 point dog. They're a 1 point favorite now with Central Connecticut taking the steam there against Fairleigh Dickinson. All right, let's see what you like here in this one with Purdue taking on Iowa in the Big Ten here this afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific time here with Purdue, road favorite right now, coming into this one. For Purdue here, they coming in here, like I said, in the conference at 10-3, so 2 games back of Michigan. We already said Michigan playing UCLA here today. Iowa kind of well back, but, I don't think they're a bubble team necessarily. I think they'll probably find their way into the tournament here, but still a tough game even if you're at home. But, hey, this is a chance to get a signature win against this Purdue team. Purdue ranked 13th. They're 20-4 right now. They've won 3 straight. Iowa's been hot, although they did lose last game to Maryland in an upset. We had Maryland in that one at home. Maryland won at 77-70 as a 10.5 point dog. Before that, Iowa had wins over Northwestern, Washington, Oregon, USC. Iowa's 10-6 against the spread at home. Purdue just 8-12 against the spread as a favorite right now. The line currently sits here at Purdue, -2 and 142. All right, so let's see what you got here in this one with Purdue and Iowa here on Saturday. And this great college basketball card today. We've got some comments in the chat. And I'll make my pick a little bit. All right, Up One Money's here today. Good to see Up One Money back here again. And thank you, Bobby Mack. Really appreciate that. I'm thinking about my mom here. That's what I do on Valentine's Day. I don't think anybody's going to be coming over here and hanging out with me watching a bunch of college basketball. Blake there on Purdue. Bobby Mack does like the under in this one with Purdue and Iowa here today. All right, I guess I got to make my call here in this one with Purdue and Iowa. Look, Iowa at home. I mean, look, they're 12-1 straight up at home. All right, Texas Tech and Arizona maybe on a time change here. It might be at 2:30 p.m. Pacific. I thought it was 3:30, but Florida A&M is getting steamed right now in their matchup. Just heard that seconds ago. Florida A&M is getting steamed here in their matchup today with Jackson State. Florida A&M was a 1 point favorite. They're up to -2.5 right now. Florida A&M getting steamed here at this moment. All right, let's see here. Purdue on the money line for Jordy. All right. Hey, I got to make my call. You guys are already in with your pick here in this one. Uh, Iowa is 8-2 to the over in their last 10 games overall. They're 11-5 to the over at home, although Purdue is just 3-6 to the under on the road. Man, we're getting a lot of steam here right now. Just talked about Rio Grande Valley, and now it's getting steam to the under in the game between Stephen F. Austin and UT Rio Grande Valley. It was 146. It's down here to 144 with Stephen F. Austin and UT Rio Grande Valley. Also, moments ago, Lehigh in their game with Lafayette. Hey, that's why we talk about this team. Who else is going to cover even 10 words about some of these games on the extra board? At least we're getting some actionable betting information here. This one was 2.5. Down here to 1 right now. Lehigh just got steamed against UL Lafayette. Might even be a pick 'em here soon. Also, just moments ago, Grand Canyon and San Jose State, some steam to the over here in this one. It was 138, but it's up to 139.5 right now with Grand Canyon and San Jose. I'm watching men's curling here right now. Hopefully no one cusses anybody out like they did yesterday with Sweden and Canada. Did Canada cheat by touching the stone there? Really romancing the stone. All right. Hey, I gotta quit stalling and make my pick here right now in this one between Purdue and Iowa. Man, I tell you what, Iowa as a dog here right now against Purdue in this one. Look, Purdue's been pretty strong, I know, but man, I think I want to be on Iowa here. Maybe I can look to the total. You guys had your plays there in the chat a little bit. All right, but I got to make my call here. This one at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 Pacific. In this one, give me the over with Purdue and Iowa. I'll take the over here in this one. All right, keep it going here. We're getting through. We just talked about the game. I guess I'm trying to get some picks out there, and I just gave out the under as my play here in Texas Tech and Arizona without even giving a preview. That steam just came in, so I don't want to get left at the altar here right now with this one. What's the total down to here? 156 or so? Oh boy, you guys. Losing my mind. Oh, okay, yeah. So this one's at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific on a half-hour time change. Okay, I get it now. And the total is down to about 155.5. Look, I guess I'm on the under here. Nothing I can say or do. I just talked about it. This was my play anyway. It's talked about on a show last night at 150. I think it was 157 back then too. So I'm on the under here. Arizona was on a pretty good winning streak, and then they lost, of course, last time out. That big loss to KU on the road. For Texas Tech here, they've won 2 straight over West Virginia and Colorado. Covered them both. They're 6-4 against the spread in their last 10, but Arizona's 12-8 against the spread as a favorite, and 15-9 overall as a favorite for Arizona coming into this one. Still a pretty big number here between these two. These two teams met last year, and it was Arizona winning at Texas Tech. However, they also won at home. So Arizona won and covered both games last season between these two teams. So just got word here. Guess what? Darren Peterson's probable for the game today against Iowa State. We'll see about that. West Georgia and Central Arkansas steam to the under here. Just moments ago, we're talking about the extra board. Everyone gets attention here on the morning steam. Steam to the under here with West Georgia. Central Arkansas was 153. It's down to 151.5 right now with West Georgia and Central Arkansas here. All right, that might do it here. Let me see if we get your comments here. Texas Tech and Arizona. Bobby Mack is on Arizona here, and Arnez is here. And what the heck he said with Florida and Kentucky? He looks at that big spread like everybody else and says, "Whoa! I thought Kentucky was playing well." Anyways, here. I'll make the play here on the under with Texas Tech and Arizona. I will say Arizona's won and covered 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. Tech is 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games overall, but Arizona's covered 12 of their last 16 games and have gone under in 5 of their last 7. Let's keep it going here right now before we get to the top of the hour, and a little bit of steam coming in, more extra board here. Delaware State and Norfolk State. Steam to the under here in this one with Delaware State and Norfolk State. We cover them all here. This one was 138. Wow. It's all the way down to 135 here with Delaware State and Norfolk State. Steam to the under there in that one. Okay, got to keep it going here right now with a few more games. And I do want to preview Yale and Harvard here. You guys mentioned it, and I'm going to squeeze this one in actually in order here because this is the top game in the Ivy League. And the two, obviously, we just played last night here in the Ivies, and these two teams are tied for first right now. So let me put the line up here as the Ivy League game of the day here. Yale by 5 and 140. I've handicapped it, but I didn't know the line, so I kind of got to run it through the old human algorithm machine over here with Yale and Harvard, but I didn't want to mention this one. Both teams 7-2 in the standings here currently, tied atop the league for first place. Harvard comes in here on a 4-game winning streak. They won last night over Brown, 56-53. They did not cover. It was the first time they didn't cover in their 4 consecutive victories. They owned covers before that over the Bears and also Yale and Dartmouth. Harvard, though, is just 2-7 against the spread at home, but 6-3 against the spread as an underdog. Yale's 7-4 against the spread on the road. They're on a 3-game winning streak with wins over Brown, Howard in there in a non-conference game, and then Dartmouth. They covered last night, beat up on Dartmouth 83-70. So these Ivy League games, are on a back-to-back. So Yale's got to go over and travel the short time over to Hartford for tonight's game here. But Hartford, man, a dismal 2-7 at home against the spread. Hey, Furman just got steamed in their matchup today. Furman here, early game for Furman against BMI. They were a 13-point favorite. Oh, they're up to 14.5 here right now. Furman just got steamed against BMI. All right, so let's see if you have any pick in this one. I know I just threw this one in because I had a graphic for it, but I was like, I hope we get the lines, and here we are with Yale and Harvard here tonight. This one's at Harvard, 6:30 Eastern and 3:30 Pacific time with these two. Harvard is 3-6 to the under at home. 4-8 to the under, or 4-5 to the under as an underdog here. These two teams met back on January 31st. Harvard won it 67-65 at Yale in an upset. They were getting 11.5 points there in that one. So, all right, man, 2-7. That's pretty dismal. Yale is supposed to be clearly the best team in the conference, but hey, Harvard already beat them once, and Hinton is a great player for Harvard, and I'm going to take Harvard here plus the points. Give me Harvard. This is going to be a big upset today if Yale loses this game, or maybe they can win and they won't cover. I'm going to take Harvard. All right, And Andrew K talking a little bit of Olympics women's hockey in there. And then we'll see that game. We already made our pick today there in the game against Germany. We're just getting ready to go here right now in a couple of games at the Olympic Games hockey with Germany and Canada right now, and also Italy and Finland on the men's side. All right, and let's see here. Okay, next up, I'm going to take a look at this one here with Virginia and Ohio State. This one's being played in Nashville as a neutral site game here right now. A non-conference game. This one's made for TV here with this one at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 Pacific time. UVA comes in here ranked 15th, and they're on a bit of a roll here right now with consecutive wins. They just beat Florida State last time out, although they didn't cover. Virginia's been winning and not covering. I mean, big time here of late. 5-0. They've won out of their last 5 wins. They're 1-4 against the spread. Here they have wins over Florida State, Syracuse, Pittsburgh, BC, and Notre Dame. However, they are just 10-9 against the spread as a favorite. But Ohio State is just 10-14 against the spread overall. They're coming in off of a win over USC last time out. It was 89-82. They did not cover 7.5. Before that, they lost to Michigan, and before that they beat Maryland. Lost. They're alternating wins and losses is what's going on here right now with the Buckeyes. So let's see what you have here. In this one, Virginia's gone under in 8 of their last 11. The Steam came in on the over here for Virginia. Look, Mikey's talked about it too, right? Virginia's supposed to be a totally different team. Looks like the same old Virginia out there most of the time right now in some of these totals. They're 2-8 to the under in their last 10 games, 7-12 to the under as a favorite. Ohio State's 3-5 to the under as a dog. So I'm going under here with Virginia and Ohio State. Can't stop going under. I think it's like old school Virginia, the way these guys have been going here lately. Although the last game obviously did go over with USC the other night. But, in what neutral site game here in Nashville, give me the under in this one with Virginia and Ohio State. All right. Steam came in on the over. We talked about it already. Blake took Harvard in there maybe a little bit, and Twisted likes Ohio State, and Blake says go with Virginia. All right, hey, I'm down to my last game here right now. I thought I'd go all the way to the top of the hour with the guys. There were other things I left off my menu here today, including, how about the Unrivaled tournament last night? Did anybody watch Unrivaled there? As they worked their way down to the Final Four here today at Unrivaled. Kelsey Plum is going to be up against Chelsea Gray. I like Kelsey Plum to win that one. I think she's minus $1.25 today. I think I like Plum to win the tournament. The other bracket has Alicia Gray and Aaliyah Boston in that one. I got to think Aaliyah Boston can win that one. Alicia Gray is the number 1 seed, but Aaliyah Boston beat Aaliyah Edwards last night 12-0, and then beat Brianna Stewart before that last night 11-7 there. So I like Chelsea Gray. I like Kelsey Plum over Chelsea Gray, and then I like Aaliyah Boston over Alicia Gray, and I like Kelsey Plum to beat Aaliyah Boston in the final at Unrivaled today. They're playing a one-on-one tournament there in that league. So it's been pretty cool. And the NBA is going to have to do that on All-Star Weekend. They're going to want to get a one-on-one tournament. Doesn't have to be the Stars here. I know it's a little different and Unrivaled. You got all the big. And by the way, coming back to Unrivaled, just announced yesterday, is Angel Reese. Angel Reese had not been playing so far Unrivaled this season. She did sign, and she will be joining Rose there effective immediately when the season resumes, as Angel Reese is back in Unrivaled with Rose. That was news from yesterday. Okay, I'm on the last game here, but I got another steam move coming in here right now. Southern Utah and UT Arlington. Some steam here to the under in this one, and it was 145. Oh gosh, you gotta like this game under for sure with Southern Utah and UT Arlington. It was 145 and a half. It's down to 143 and a half. Probably going even lower here with this one, man. I gotta like that under with Southern Utah and UT Arlington. Let's just make it a play right now. Give me the under here before it goes too low. With Southern Utah and UT Arlington, I like this one under. I'm chasing the steam in this one all the way down here to 143. It feels like right now. Okay, where are we at? We're one last game. Oh, we got a little bit of news here. Let me see what I got. A little bit of breaking news here right now. We got one postponement just in. I didn't check. How's the weather down there in the southeast? Is it for some other reason? Let me see. I want to make sure here. But I am seeing this right now. Just in Morgan State and South Carolina State. This game, we have a goal right here for Canada. Just a minute 40 into the game. Canada has scored already. Canada 1-0. Okay, Morgan State and South Carolina State. This game is postponed. It will be played on February 25th. This one may have already been postponed, actually. I saw some news out of that one. Okay, I don't have the reason here. I thought maybe we could find the reason why this game has been postponed. It's been postponed just moments ago with Morgan State and South Carolina State. The game is postponed until February 25th right now. And okay, I knew it was not. Okay, it may. There was a there was a shooting. Apologies here for the bluntness. There was a shooting last night near the campus. 2 were killed and another wounded after a Thursday shooting at a South Carolina State residential building. So I think they had already announced to cancel this game here. And maybe I'm just seeing the notice here for the first time. Apologies if it already was postponed. Maybe they did just decide to do it here after that. In fact, it was announced 2 hours ago. Games involving South Carolina State have shifted this weekend following the tragic shooting there. So they'll postpone that one until February 25th. Okay, let's go with our last game here. Then we're going to get to the guys with the basketball show here in just a moment. And we've got Gonzaga and South Carolina, Santa Clara, SC. I had South Carolina on the brain. Okay, great game here, West Coast Conference. And look out. Who is in first place right now in the West Coast Conference? It is not Gonzaga. Right now, it is technically Santa Clara. Right now in the West Coast Conference, Santa Clara 13-1, Gonzaga 12-1. Real quick here, Iowa's just taken the steam in their game today. We mentioned that game already, and I took Iowa, right? But now Iowa just got steamed. Or no, I took the over in that game. But I will say this. I was on a show last night, and I took Iowa there at plus 1.5, plus 2. But right now, Iowa's getting steamed, and it's going to be a pick-em, it looks like, right now with Purdue and Iowa. Iowa just getting steamed right now against Purdue just moments ago here on the Morning Steam Show. In fact, I'm showing it right now at it's only 1 here still. Purdue won. But nonetheless, Iowa took the steam. Okay. Last game here, Santa Clara is in first place right now by a half a game over Gonzaga. And look, the line's only 4 here. And the two teams have already played in their first meeting this season here. So this is like the last game, or 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. Santa Clara is really the team on a roll because Gonzaga lost, remember, to Portland in that shocker. Santa Clara is only an underdog for the 4th time this season. They are 3-0 against the spread. 1-2 straight up, but 3-0 against the spread. So this is going to come down the wire. It doesn't matter. I mean, South Carolina is going to be in this game, I would think here. They took the steam already. The line, I think, is actually stale. That's on the screen right there. No. It's 4. It might be even 4.5 here right now in this one. Wow. Now, Gonzaga is a big-time under this season. 9-17 to the under total overall. 8-15 to the under as a favorite. But Santa Clara is 17-9 to the over. And 9-7 to the over at home. So on the road, they do tend to go over a little more. But the first meeting was 89-77. They played back in early January. Gonzaga got the win, but they didn't cover. Gonzaga was favored by 16.5 in that game. Can you believe it? Now, Gonzaga is here coming into this one ranked 12th. Santa Clara is unranked, but they have 5 losses. I get it. But still, you got to think Santa Clara is going to be in this game, given some of these trends, right? Although Gonzaga has gotten them a few times here in the past when they've matched up anyway. Let me go over those numbers real quick. Then we're going to get on out of here, make way for Connor Mack and Mikey Money, I think his name is. They'll do a great job here previewing these games. Gonzaga just 1-4 against the spread. Their last 5 games against Santa Clara. Santa Clara's covered 8 of their last 11 overall. Gonzaga just 2-4 ATS in their last 6. Gonzaga's gone under in 7 of their last 8. Santa Clara's gone over in 4 of their last 5. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Let's see what you have in the chat in this one with Gonzaga and Santa Clara here tonight. I'm just taking Santa Clara. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going to mess with the total here. Give me Santa Clara plus the points. All right, let's see here. Twisted likes the under in the Gonzaga game. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and Blake too. I was thinking when you got one team, one team, I think it's specific to the matchup, but you have Gonzaga always going under, Santa Clara always going over. What's going to happen when the two teams meet? Well, I will say this. The last 3 meetings have all went over here. They met twice last year. The scores were 103-99, although that one went overtime. 95-76, that went for 171, and then the 89-77 game this year. Actually, it is I think 4 straight games in the series have gone over there between these two. The one before that was 175 points. So these teams usually go over actually against one another. So, all right. Thanks everybody in the chat. I'll just take Santa Clara. You know what? I might like the over actually. Okay. That's going to do it, I think, for the morning steam. So we'll get out of here a little bit early and let the guys come in here and do the show. They'll probably do a better job than I did, but hopefully they'll have some more games that I can get the picks on. Hey, UOP, you down with UOP? They're getting steamed right now, Pacific. Talk about Gonzaga, Santa Clara. Just go to the next game right on down. Pacific's getting steamed. They were getting 8.5. It's down to 7 here right now with Pacific taking the steam against St. Mary's on the very last game on the board tonight in the West Coast Conference there. I will mention it too. Even though we talked about Gonzaga and Santa Clara, St. Mary's is 11-2. So I don't know who they want to win. Now here's the thing. Probably a 2-bid league. It could be a 3-bid league because there's no doubt that St. Mary's is pretty good too. One more move here. Let's do one more steam move. It's a good game. St. John's and Providence, steam to the over. We already talked about this one getting steam moments ago, right, with St. John's, and now it's getting steam to the over here in this one. Big total here. It was 167. It's up to 169 here with St. John's and Providence. Also, right now, man, I got burned here, but Clemson and Duke is getting steamed to the over. Remember back at the beginning of the show? And I said, I've got the under. Well, maybe I can get a better price right now because it was 133, and now we're seeing the steam come into the over. Clemson and Duke, it's up to 134.5 at Circa right now. Man, what a good time we had here. Thank you, everyone, for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. And be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. And boy, we got to get our pro basketball and hockey back because we're not getting a lot of views these days. Samford and East Tennessee, maybe it's just me. Samford and ETSU steam to the under here in this one, just in right now. This is a time change to 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific time. Steam to the under here. It was 147 down to 145.5 with Samford and East Tennessee State. Some steam there to the under right now.
Final.
Did we see a goal here just a moment ago? Yes, Finland is on the board in their game against Italy at the Olympic Games. All right, a few more comments here. Thanks, everybody. Twisted a few more plays. And stay tuned for our college basketball preview show at the top of the hour with Mikey Money and Connor Mack. They'll go through probably a lot of these same games, but also probably a few more. You know, those guys like to hit all over the board with their plays. So stay tuned for that. And I'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific with the Morning Steam. Really appreciate it. I think we have the drawing here. Let's hear from Mikey Money, and we'll do the drawing.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
Okay, we're going to do the drawing here right now. Someone's going to win a month worth of plays, and my first college basketball update will come out in about 30 minutes from now. I want to get some plays from Connor and Mike and put them on my card. All right, here we go. Take a look at the drawing here. Nick Handy, Power Critter, Todd Clinton in there, Nug was in there, Jimmy Lambo, up one money. The winner is Eric Acevedo. Hey, Eric will get added on to his subscription, or if he's not on there already, he can use the promo code WINNER at checkout. Go over to winnable.com/Ramon and subscribe to the picks for 1 month. Just type in the promo code WINNER and you'll receive Eric 1 free month. Nobody else try it, okay? I monitor it all myself there. So check it out over there at winnable.com. Eric is our winner today. All right. Jay is going to do it here for the Morning Steam for tonight. Enjoy the sports betting day. I know it's a little bit unusual there with, kind of the sports and the limited schedule here, but it should still be an awesome day of sports betting action here.
Final.
Did Como blow it here? Did Como lose today? Yeah, I lost my big bet of the day in soccer. Good thing I didn't go premium on many of these here with my sports money. But man, I liked Como today, and they didn't get it done. Also here, Espanyol Celta de Vigo finished 2-2. Villarreal and Getafe is scoreless here right now. Also in Germany, Hamburg over Union Berlin. Did the scores? Let me get myself back on the screen here a little bit. Maybe the scores came in here a little bit anyway. I don't see them back there. Hamburg over Union Berlin right now, 2-1. All these have about 25 minutes to go. Frankfurt leading Mönchengladbach 2-0. Leverkusen 3, St. Pauli 0. Hoffenheim 2-0 over Freiburg, and Bayern Munich is leading here against Werder Bremen 2-0 as well. That's going to do it for the morning's team. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned for Mikey Money, Connor Mack coming up here top of the hour. And for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas and the Morning Steam Show.
Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to